Izetta continues to prove why it's such a good series. Not only is it just immersive with its level of realism with the war and the time that it's in, but it adds this mystical element that really just makes you smile and have a blast when you see Izetta flying around on weapons and kicking these Germanian asses. I have to say, this was probably my favorite episode of Izetta so far. Episode 3 was amazing. I just loved how we actually got trench warfare. Not a lot of anime are really set in this time period, so we really don't get to see this kind of classical warfare. So I'm glad that we are having this level of realism that fits the time for World War II setting in an alternate reality, obviously, with the trench warfare. And one thing I have to really compliment it on, not only with this episode, but the episodes overall when it comes to Izetta, is its use of aerial shots. And what I mean by this is there's a lot of times when planes are flying by or we're looking above, characters in the trenches, we see it from above, not just, we're looking at them from the side or front, which adds to this level of believability that this isn't a 2D drawing, this is a 3D person. Despite it being animated, obviously, it just adds to this level of this feels like a world. We're seeing it from all angles, the XYZ axis, so I really do appreciate that for that. And I think when it goes to these aerial shots, it's very clean with its movement. When it incorporates the CGI with the tanks rolling in and they're spinning the camera around, it just really makes it feel like we're watching a battle in person and we're just flying around in free cam. So I have to say, the animation and how it uses its camera work is really well done. Of course, when we pull away, we're gonna have some rough looking character designs on facial expressions, but that doesn't matter when the world itself looks beautiful and everything is moving at a very fluid pace. So the presentation, obviously this week's episode was amazing, but I love seeing more of Izetta's power because despite, Fine saying, you don't need to get involved, you don't need to fight this, she of course does, because everyone's getting annihilated, they're throwing their lives down just to wait to retreat pretty much, and she sees this and says no, and there's like these javelins that she sees these, soldiers carrying around, and she takes them. And I guess with her power, I think it's safe to say we know her power at this point, unless she does have another level of her power, depending if she has more of these crystals or things like that. She literally can touch anything and have control over it, but it's not just that she can control it, fly around, lift it up, and do things like that. It also amplifies its strength and durability, as we can see that these javelins she encoats with whatever she does to it, it's able to go through these planes and is able to destroy them, and even when they get broke, she can sometimes even repair them in some ways. So when she touches these, when she grabs a sniper rifle, there is this level of magic and also this reinforcement that gets added to the structure itself to make it more durable, and that's why these sniper rifles can go through a plane. This is why these javelins can go through a plane, because she is using her magic to make it stronger than it truly would be. So I love seeing her just fly around this week, taking these planes out when it looks so gloomy, and Fine, of course being upset that she's risking her life for something that she doesn't have to, but is so happy. But I think probably the best part of the entire episode, despite it being epic when we saw Izetta flying around, was actually Fine's conversation or Fine's orders to the soldiers when they're seeing their brothers lay down their life, and she's saying, can't go out there. I don't care if you want to choose where to die. It's my job to tell you where to live and how to live, kind of a thing. She realizes it looks hopeless and it's kind of selfish in a lot of ways, but she can't just have these soldiers throw down their life for revenge or anything like that. They have a purpose, and her goal is to keep as many alive as possible, as long as she can. So I really did like that conversation. It was definitely the highlight of the episode, but the entire episode itself was interesting. When we start off the episode focusing on pretty much a runt soldier, and he's getting a talking to from his general, and this general is going to get killed at some point the way he's talking. This place, held off forces back in the day. Of course we have this. We have luck on our side. Of course he's gonna get shot in the head. And of course the other guy who starts, saying, hey, can you handle a machine gun? He gets shot in the head. So, I mean, you knew it was gonna happen. You knew this runt was gonna live and see the tail. But I did like it when he was looking up and he just sees Izetta just kind of flying overhead. I mean, it was just a kind of a cute, funny moment there. But overall, there was a lot of cute moments with Izetta kind of flying around, grabbing tanks, flipping them up. I have to say, the cinematography in this series is amazing. I love how detailed it is and how fun it is, despite this being very real and, brutal at times with the trench warfare and everyone coming in. When Izetta comes in, it's really interesting. But what's interesting is we do see two sides. One side just being like Fine and the White Witch, yeah, we won, awesome. But then we see the other side who's saying, give me all the information you know, because like I said, who holds the witch is going to hold the war. And now that this witch is brought into light, everyone's going to be after her, especially this other side who was, taking her, hostage. So, I mean, at one point, Izetta definitely is going to be captured in some way. I think that is going to happen. I don't see any way around it. I mean, there could be a level of mind control to force her to use her magic against people. You never know, especially with the technology. They could have some, secret high-tech technology that no one else has. has in some ways. I mean, we do have magic in this world. It's not going to be, you know, the craziest thing if they have some sort of mind control chamber or something like that. But we do see Fine's father pass away after he learns that she is with the White Witch. And in my opinion, the reason it was set up like that, I feel like that was kind of an indication that he's okay to pass down his reign to her because he knows she is in good hands with the White Witch. That's what I got from that shot when he passes away. I felt like it wasn't him just giving up on life. It was him saying, I can rest because I don't have to carry on this vine thread of life because I trust that this White Witch and Fine will actually be able to handle this even without me here. I feel like that's what they set up with that scene. But the episode overall was fantastic. From the music to the voice acting to Fine and Izetta crying, holding together near the end. It was just amazing. I love this episode. I love Izetta overall. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you love the use of Izetta's magic? How it's very different than what we usually see with magic. It's all just about controlling and amplifying the strength and durability of things. I think it's a really cool piece of magic, especially it is over the top. Don't get me wrong, it's over the top because she's flying around, but it's not just throwing fireballs and lightning bolts and things like that. That's why I really have enjoyed this magical element. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, hit that like button if you did enjoy the video, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content like this and so much more. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.